It's not going to come in and hit you hard like some of the other blizzards. This is not, going to be that kind of storm. It's a long duration kind of storm. If we can quickly look at the radar, actually, I just noticed that while Portland itself is in a lull, off to the west there's another decent band that will be moving in through western Maine. It'll get through parts of the mountains and get in here probably later on this afternoon. So this is something we're going to continue to watch, these bands of snow over and over again. As far as what we have right now, you know what? Honestly, an inch and a half pretty much is about it. And it's really light and fluffy stuff. Now, you talk about snowfall ratios because when we forecast snowfall amounts, we need to take into account how cold it is. The typical ratio you use is 10 inches of snow for every 1 inch of liquid. But with these temperatures being so cold, it's been sitting at 11 or 12 pretty much all day, we may end up with a higher fluff factor, which we have to take into account when we talk about snowfall amounts. So about an inch of liquid is expected here in that scenario. That's about 12 inches to 13 inches of snow. And we talked to the public service director earlier about what do we do with the snow, and he kind of echoed what I had been saying, being from Boston and having lived in Portland. Portland is a smaller population center, but it's got some of the same problems, which is there's nowhere to put all of this snow. Now, they're able to dump it outside the city, whereas some other cities like Boston and New York have to melt it. But it's still a problem. We've seen dump trucks through the morning trying to get the snow out of place before the real brunt of the storm moves in. Now, here in Portland, they're very good at removing snow. They have a big fleet for sure. And everybody I've talked to so far is planning on going to work. So that's kind of the mentality here. A couple of notes for travel. Jetport, Portland Jetport, moving just fine today. May slow down a little bit tomorrow. Don't expect that it will close down. And the turnpike, the main turnpike, which is 95 when it gets north of New Hampshire, is still at a 45-mile-per-hour speed limit. They'll tend to do that as snow falls. And my guess, guys, is that they'll keep that speed limit low until this storm system exits, but that won't be sometime Tuesday morning. So long duration event here in Portland, and it is cold, I can tell you that. You guys, also real quickly, my wife just texted me and asked where our screen was because she wanted to open the windows in Atlanta, and I was like, why are you going to do that to me? Why are you going to say that like that?
Yes, that's right, Keith. Enjoying 60s here in the ATL this afternoon. So I'll let you have fun up there in all the cold and snow. Meanwhile, we'll send it to Kelly, also talking about some milder conditions in some spots.
To Salt Lake City for the warmth. It is 41 degrees right now, and that is our average high this time of the year. We got up to 68 yesterday, a record high. We could see another record today, feeling very much like spring in the west.
Omega-3s are essential for our heart health. We find omega-3s in fish and nuts, but even with a healthy diet, many people don't get enough. That's why omega-3 supplements can help support your heart health.
Mega-Red is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. Mega-Red omega-3 krill oil is easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill. Support your heart health with Mega-Red.
I can do anything.
My Tempur-Pedic made me fall in love with mornings again.
And I love how it conforms to my body. With Tempur-Pedic, the whole bed is comfortable.
We actually got our bed as an engagement gift from her parents.
Maybe that's the secret to marriage.
You're going to stay together if you have a Tempur-Pedic bed.
I told her friends, this is the best investment I've ever made.
It's helping to keep us young.
I love my bed.
Visit your local retailer and feel the Tempur-Pedic difference for yourself.
While we may never know exactly what the weather has in store, one thing we do know is how to be ready for it. Rain-X Original Treatment repels rain, sleet, and snow. Rain-X wiper blades clear the windshield without streaking. Together, they give you the confidence to weather any kind of weather. Rain-X, outsmart the elements.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus.
Think you have the fastest internet? Think again. This is Xfinity. This is your current internet provider.
Which do you think is going to download faster?
I'm going to go with what I know. Ready?
Yes.
Download.
Well,
Xfinity is way faster.
That's not even fair. And we're done. I'm going to go.
We may have to switch to Xfinity.
Get even more of the speed you need with Xfinity Internet from Comcast. Upgrade to get speeds up to 50 megabits per second for just $10 more a month for 12 months. See for yourself. Call or go online today.
If you're not happy with how your allergy medicine treats your congestion, rethink relief with Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Unlike antihistamines that target only one cause of your symptoms, Nasacort stops more, relieving the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for 24 hours. It's non-addictive and has no harsh taste, and unlike Flonase, it's scent and alcohol-free. And it's available over the counter at full prescription strength. Rethink your relief with Nasacort. It stops more of what makes you miserable.
499-6188 or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower, low 60. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy in the morning, mostly cloudy with showers in the afternoon, high 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Time to stock up and get ready for yet another winter storm and have plenty of hot cocoa ready too. A lot of cold air to work with this particular storm, Winter Storm Marcus. It's already making its presence felt with that lighter shade of blue in northern New York State, parts of New England getting some of that lighter snow, but we are expecting the snow to really fill in as we go through the afternoon and evening hours. So Boston may be getting a little bit of a break for now. You can see some snow just to the south of Boston and on up towards the North Shore as well. But as you head up into Maine and New Hampshire, the darker blue, those are bands of heavier snow that will reduce visibility and tends to cause more frequent snowfall rates as well. So be careful on the roads. There's a look at just plain old rain as you work your way south into Pennsylvania. So that rain snow line kind of cutting across southern New England and right across the mid-Atlantic. So for some of you, this is going to be more of a mix. So like New York City, winter weather advisory for you. We are concerned about some ice for that morning commute. Otherwise, it's a snowy drive for you from Albany all the way out towards Boston. Some areas digging out from at least a foot of snowfall. And yeah, we're talking places like Buffalo, Syracuse, Albany, and yes, Boston too. Alex?
No, we take a live look at some of the roads in New York and Boston, and well, snow, even some ice. That could be some big issues as we start to move into the latter hours of today and then tomorrow morning. Boston, as Kelly mentioned, one of those spots that could see at least a foot of snow. So you would imagine there could be some travel issues out there, right? So let's focus in on what is to come in some of these areas. So as we work our way through our Sunday, here's a look at Interstate 90 working from Buffalo all the way towards the Boston area. And there'll be some light snow showers here through the afternoon, but then it'll start to fill in a bit more as we head on through this evening and through tonight. Notice all these areas remaining snow-filled. Now, the good news is the snow is not expected to come down at a huge clip in terms of the snow totals at all at one time. So these plows should be able to keep up with it, but still got to be careful out there on these roads here even as we head into Monday morning. 95, we start you off from Portland down to Boston. That's where we'll see some snow, but heads up here, getting in towards southern parts of Connecticut. Tonight, overnight, down in towards New York City, could see some of that freezing rain, which of course could make things slick. And then, of course, there are air travel potential issues, Kelly.
We're already seeing some problems at the airports, Alex. We've got the wet weather on the west coast to deal with, and of course our snowstorm that is canceling flights across the Northeast. So make sure the kids have plenty of activities in their backpacks, their favorite stuffed animal. Looks like we're in for quite a delay here. San Francisco over 2 hours, and as we head toward the Northeast, a lot of airlines are actually canceling flights, more of a preemptive measure as we do expect the snow to pick up in intensity. So we're talking nationwide total cancellations of 188. And you can see Boston definitely leading the pack there with 50 for Logan. And we're not just talking about snow, we're talking about that rain slamming the west coast too. 2 to 3 inches expected through Tuesday. All that rain causing some flooding. We'll talk about that and which cities are getting hit the hardest next.
Hey neighbor, LED bulbs save hundreds of dollars on your energy bill and can last for over 20 years. And right now, get $2 instant savings on a variety of Fight dimmable bulbs at your neighborhood Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it. Tackle it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Once applied, Jublia gets to the site of infection by going under, around, and through the nail. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Tackle it. Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
I have the worst cold with this runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat your runny nose.
Seriously?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough fights your worst cold symptoms plus your runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
19 years ago, we thought, wow, how is there no way to tell the good from the bad? So we gave people the power of the review. And now Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. You can easily buy and schedule services from top-rated providers. Conveniently stay up to date on progress and effortlessly turn your photos into finished projects with our Angie's List app. Visit angieslist.com today.
Weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Welcome back, everybody. We are tracking Winter Storm Marcus. As if you haven't had enough snow lately, we got more.
Yeah, exactly, right? We hate to deliver the bad news, but hey, we've got to do so to keep you safe. And right now, we've got more snow showing up there for you across parts of the Northeast. We're getting a bit of a break, southern portions of New Hampshire down on into Massachusetts, but we've got more to fill on in.
Yeah, here's our computer model showing later this afternoon, the snow really filling in the New York State Thruway between Albany, the Berkshires, all the way over to Boston. Enjoy the break while you've got it. Run those errands on this Sunday, right? Head out to church. It looks like later this afternoon is when the real problems are going to set in.
Exactly. Tonight, and even as we move into tomorrow, we've got more of that snow. So anywhere in the blue, that's where we're concerned with all snow. But as you start to work your way south, you get into those pinks and even purples, a wintry mix. Could see some sleet in there and even some freezing rain. A spot to watch out for is New York City. That could be in line to deal with some of that.
Right on the line, right on that freezing line. So depending on how deep that cold air is, of course, determines what type of precipitation you get. Now, we're not saying you're not going to get any snow. We do have some snow in your forecast, but with that mix setting up, it's going to hold down the overall accumulation.
Exactly. So checking out some of the ice potential, you can see here anywhere in that purple, that's where we are generally going to see about 1/10 of an inch of ice, but you get into closer to the pinks, could be up to 1/4 of an inch of ice, and that could be problematic, not just for roadway issues, but power issues as well.
Yeah, that ice is heavy. That's going to weigh down the tree limbs and the power lines as well. There you see where the snow is going to be the heaviest. I'd call this snow blower snow, not shovel, because this is a little much.
Exactly, especially from what we've got already on the ground. It's like, my goodness, Mother Nature, just stop.
The drifts are way over our heads at this point,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Well, coming up in just about an hour on this Sunday talk show, Weather Geeks, a special tribute to Black History Month.
Yeah, the man who quite literally wrote the book on climate modeling, Dr. Warren Washington, joins Dr. Marshall Shepard, plus warning coordination meteorologist Bill Parker. It is all coming up. That'll be at noon Eastern on Weather Geeks.
But in the meantime, our coverage of Winter Storm Marcus does continue. We're going to be right back as you check your local on the 8th.
Almost every day to deliver your mail.
So if you have any packages you want to return, you should just give them to us.
I mean, we're going to be there anyway.
Why don't you just leave it for us to pick up?
Or you could always get in your car and take it back yourself.
Yeah, us picking it up is probably your easiest option.
It's kind of a no-brainer. Okay, well, good talk.
Love is in the air. Celebrate with a love stamp from the U.S. Postal Service.
How do I get hotel deals nobody else gets? I know a guy.
Priceline Negotiator.
I know this guy, Coloito, and this guy who knows a guy. Hey, guy. I know a guy in New York, Vegas, Dallas. I've known some guys for decades. And some, nice to meet you. Let's deal. My competitors may know a guy, but I know over 60,000 guys. And gals.
Exclusive hotel deals up to 60% off. Priceline.com.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need Ageless Male, with an ingredient clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower, low 60. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy in the morning, mostly cloudy with showers in the afternoon, high 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Winter storm Marcus moving into the Northeast, affecting more than 40 million people. New York, Boston, get ready. You could see snow and even ice in some spots.
How will it affect your Monday morning commute? We will tell you coming up.
And in the West, too much rain spawning scenes like these. California, I know you need the rain, but with the drought, you could see a lot of problems when it all comes at once. We're going to let you know just how much more rain you can expect. Good Sunday morning, everybody. Welcome to another busy edition of Weather Center Live. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Alex Walls. Two big stories that we are following this morning. Winter storm Marcus, of course, that's moving into the Northeast, bringing more snow to cities like Boston, a city that has seen 3 other winter storms in the last 3 weeks. And then San Francisco and the Bay Area could see heavy rains over the next few days. We'll get to that story shortly. But first, it's another round of that snow, all courtesy of Marcus, helping to bury Boston once again.
It's Marcus, not our fault, right? This time we are talking about an additional foot to a foot and a half of snow. Mike Sedell joins us live as Bostonians remain strong. We hope anyway, Mike, as you climb those heaps of snow that are really high right about now.
Yeah, and they've got a marathon coming up on April 20th, so we've got to get it out of here by then. Let's keep our fingers crossed, and we don't want it to all melt at once. We don't want to warm up in a lot of rain. That would be disastrous. But right now, very light snow. We're going to keep it like this for a while into the afternoon. Then, as we get into tonight and tomorrow, the snowfall rates will pick up. We're not expecting the kind of rates we had with Juneau of 2-3 inches an hour, but maybe an inch an hour. We're talking 5 to 8 inches tonight and 5 to 8 more inches tomorrow. The snow will wind down by Tuesday morning. And then you got to get out here. Even this morning with 4 inches, they're out there. They're keeping ahead of it here at the Boston Public Library, at the hotels with the snow brushes and the snow blowers and the plows. I mean, I can hear them all around me, just like little elves, keeping things clean and keeping things walkable, because it's been tough trying to get all this snow out of the way. As far as the airport goes so far today, we've had 51 departures and arrivals canceled. That's in and out of Logan. Tomorrow already nearly 70 flights have been canceled to and from Logan. That number no doubt will increase. So check with your air carrier. More than likely, they've got some relaxation of the rules on change fees. I know Delta does, so that'll cut down on the expense. That's out of Logan only, as far as I know, on Delta. And the wind will pick up a little bit, already gusting at about 20 miles an hour out of Logan. So we'll get a little blowing and drifting of the snow. It is a powdery snow. As you, this is the fresh stuff. The old stuff is hard and crusty, old and crusty, kind of like yours truly here. There you go. It's very powdery. So this stuff would blow around if we have any wind. We've seen a little bit of movement when we get a gust to 20.
All right, Mike, stay put. Don't fall off that mountain of snow. We're going to get back to you in just a second to talk more about the impacts because we want to get you the current conditions, what's happening right now at the airport. We do have the light snow coming down, 28 degrees, but as Mike mentioned, there's your wind, 20 miles per hour, giving us a wind chill factor of 15. So that's what you dress for if you're heading out on this Sunday, maybe to just try to shovel out the walk and get ready for more snow because here it comes. It's really going to pile up as we go through this afternoon and on into this evening. Bigger snowflakes, temperatures just below the freezing mark. We're not expecting much of a wintry mix for Boston. We are thinking it's going to stay snow here, and you can see the wind is also going to have an impact on Monday, especially with those high temperatures not getting above freezing. 31 for a high. At night, we're dropping it down to 20. Finally, some sunshine as we head towards Tuesday afternoon. So could we have some more snow days for the kids? Even into Tuesday morning, it's going to be a little tricky trying to get around because we're going to be digging out from these kinds of snowfall totals, much less toward the Cape, where we will have more mix. But as you head for the interior sections, that's where we're going to be digging out from yet another foot of snow. So let's bring back Mike, who I think is still on top of a heap of snow out there. And Mike, you know, the question is, where do you put all the snow? We're just getting too much.
And they're taking it down to that snow farm in the Seaport District and melting it. 300,000 tons an hour they can melt. That's what they keep doing. They're trucking it over there. Meanwhile, these piles stay high all the way. How about that beautiful church over there? That's the South Boston Church, built in 1872. And by the way, 1 year later, guys, is when they started keeping weather records here in Boston in 1873. And looking back to 1873, if we don't get to 10 degrees for a high temperature later this week, Friday and Saturday, that would be the coldest afternoon in February in 72 years. So a lot of numbers there, but we have some very cold air coming in, so the snow will stick around for a long time. Again, marathon April 20th. Just put that on your calendar.
Beautiful church. I'm just noticing those really long icicles dangling on that building next to the church, so that kind of scares me a little bit too.
Where is she?
On the brick building over there. See it?
Where are they?
Oh, just stay away from it, Mike. We don't want you getting hurt. Don't go investigate it.
Okay, I won't.
All right. Trust me, they're there, though. And, you know, that has been an issue because it's been so cold. We're not seeing a whole lot of melting going on.
Exactly. That's the case out there. And as Mike sort of alluded to, late next week, it could get even worse. But let's baby step it out because we've got to deal with Marcus now. And it's got winter storm warnings in place, including Syracuse to Boston. South of there in the lighter shades of blue, Kelly, winter weather advisories.
Yeah, that means that we will likely see more of a mix, but you know, don't underestimate that either because ice can be just as much of a problem as that heavy snow. In fact, worse in some cases.
Exactly. I'd take snow over ice any day. All right, so here's the setup. Cold air, that's locked in here across the northern tier of the country. Storm system, that's going to be riding right along this boundary that's sort of set up here across portions of the mid-Atlantic and southern New England. And as that moisture rolls in over top of that cold air, we get the wintry conditions.
Yeah, the warm air trying to win out, and it will make some headway south of New York City. So a rain event for some of you, freezing rain event, but where you got all the blue, that is a prolonged period of snow.
And snow showers showing up on the radar this morning. We've seen some of that really fizzle out in and around Boston here, at least during this sort of late morning time frame. But don't let that fool you. We are not done by any stretch of the imagination.
Enjoy that little bit of a break while you got it because the snow will fill in on the radars. We go through the afternoon. Already some darker blue showing up there in New Hampshire, some heavier snow.
And then we head towards the south and the west. Eastern PA, it's a little bit of light rain. There could be some spots where temperatures are below freezing where there could be some light icing, so be careful there.
That's causing a lot of problems at the airports already with flight cancellations, street problems too as you try to travel through this heavy snow, so please use a lot of caution.
Yeah, we're still in the midst of it and more to come throughout the day into tomorrow. Of course, we're going to time it all out for you next.
I have a cold with terrible chest congestion. Better take something.
Theraflu Severe Cold doesn't treat chest congestion.
Really?
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Day Powder rushes relief to your worst cold symptoms plus chest congestion.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Here we go. Who's responsible for this?
If something goes wrong, you find a scapegoat.
Rick.
It's what you do.
What'd you say? Uh-oh.
Kelly. Want to save 15% or more on car insurance? You switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Rick, don't walk away from me.
The future of the market is never clear, but at T. Rowe Price, we can help guide your retirement savings. Our experience is one reason 100% of our retirement funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So wherever your long-term goals take you, we can help you feel confident. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Good job. Still running in the morning?
Yeah.
Getting your vegetables every day?
When I can.
Could have had a V8. 2 full servings of vegetables for only 50 delicious calories.
Even if it's your last one, always share the softness of Kleenex tissues.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thrilled to have Jim Cantore on the show. He's been through like 80 tropical systems.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Watch Jim Cantore, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, weekday mornings at 7.
Welcome back to the Weather Center Live. Winter Storm Marcus, that is our latest winter storm impacting us across the Northeast. And yes, areas that don't want to see any more snow, unfortunately, we've got to deal with it. Now, here's the radar picture right now. Snow showers ongoing. Even Watertown seeing a little bit of snow, but look at the cold temps. 8 degrees for you right now. Boston, still some light snow, although it looks like we're going to get a bit of a break here before long. You're sitting at 28 degrees. Closer view on how things are faring. We've showed you Mike Seidel there in Boston. You've seen some snow showers generally now south of the city, while we're getting a break in the northeastern portions of Massachusetts. But we've got more to come. Here's your timestamp showing you how it'll play out for the rest of our Sunday. You can see more snow sliding across New York State. Albany, another area that'll see it, sliding all the way over towards the Worcester area, an area that certainly has seen the worst of winter. You've got more to deal with through the evening hours, all the way up into parts of Maine as well. Portland and the Bangor area, you'll see some snow there. Kelly?
As a matter of fact, Alex, we're going to go there right now because Portland is one of the cities being targeted by Winter Storm Marcus. That's where we find our Keith Carson, who's following yet another winter storm up in that region, Keith. And I know a lot of people might be snow weary right about now.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Kelly. I mean, people a little bit better across northern New England. There is a sensible difference in tone, having grown up in the Boston area and then moving to northern New England. They're a little bit more accepting of it up here and saying it's kind of part of the deal. I'm in Monument Square, by the way, which is downtown Portland. It's pretty much as urban as Portland gets, and it is relatively congested, so they're dealing with some of the same problems Boston is on a smaller scale. We talked to the public service director earlier about where do we put the snow. They got a couple of dumping building sites for it. They actually do not melt the snow because they've got a little bit more real estate to deal with. But that's going to be the story with this storm. Two things. I think, one, the prolonged nature of it, and then two, that it's just an insult to injury situation. Big old snowbanks here. Now, most of this is actually from our last blizzard, Juno. Juno dropped, I believe, around 24 inches of snow in the Portland area. Then we had one in between. Carrie actually dropped some decent snow in Portland. And then Linus is right about here, and now Marcus is up here. Just an inch or an inch and a half of fluffy stuff. We haven't appreciably picked up all that much snow since the morning hours. It started snowing last night around midnight. It's super fluffy, though. Temperatures are in the 11 to 12 degree range. So I think that's the thing that's actually keeping people from coming out in Portland today. It's not so much the snow. You can drive around in this kind of snow. It's S-, as we call it in the nerd world, light snow. But it's really more that it's also cold, and there's also a pretty good northeast wind. Now, on the radar, you'll see that there's a pretty good band working through western Maine. That band looks to have some good returns on it, so when it gets in here, I anticipate we at least get it to some moderate snow by later this afternoon. But that's kind of the story with this whole system, is that it comes in waves before solidifying a bit later tonight and then snowing more consistently through tomorrow. That will be the bigger story at that point. And guys, I don't know, have you gotten a chance to look at the latest computer models for Thursday? Because...
oh, do we really want to scare people, Keith?
I'm not, I'm just saying, I looked at it and I'm like, we should just set up a Boston bureau and just have somebody stay there at this point.
I mean, you might as well. You've got family there, right? I'm sure they'll have you over for dinner.
Yeah.
Might as well. All right, Keith. Yeah, that long-range forecast does look interesting as well. And, yeah, we're going to talk more about that, I'm sure. But for now, we got to get through Marcus. It's still a young storm overall. And, Alex, you're going to take us to the west.
Yes, because we've got issues here as well with wet weather. It's been on the unsettled side, picking up quite a bit of rain that's led to some flooding. And we still have some flood warnings, Northern California into Oregon, and some flash flood watches, including in and around Yosemite National Park. So what do we have to deal with? Well, look at this thing spitting here on the satellite view here in the Pacific. Got moisture streaming in here into western portions of California, the Bay Area. You've been wet here the last couple of hours. We've seen some issues at the airport with delays getting up over 2 hours. So not a fun scenario there. And we'll keep the rain going in these areas. We'll see that big blob that's in place now slide its way up. Reading, you'll get it. Then we'll see the cold front move on through, spreading more rain showers in play. One thing we'll also have to watch out later this afternoon is even the potential for some thunderstorms across parts of North and Central California. A few of those could be strong to even severe. Potential for some hail and an isolated tornado. So we'll watch out for that. By tomorrow, mostly looking rain up and down the 5 corridor. There'll be some snow as you get into some of the very high terrain. One thing we're noticing, the snow levels are very, very high here with this system, but we'll see the rain pile up. In some areas here, 2 to 3 inches, and north of Sacramento, potential for 3 to 5. Well, we've got, of course, more on what's happening on the other side of the country, the East Coast, and that would be Winter Storm Marcus. It is relentless. We'll let you know when it's going to come to an end.
After 50 years of designing cars for crash survival, Subaru has developed our most revolutionary feature yet. A car that can see trouble and stop itself to avoid it. When the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety tested front crash prevention, nobody beat Subaru models with EyeSight. Not Honda, not Ford, or any other brand. Subaru EyeSight, an extra set of eyes every time you drive.
Tomorrow is possibility, and the power to unlock it resides in a box. Behold, the biscuit. Nutrients packed in a dense bundle of farm-grown grain and capped with pure deliciousness. Fiber-dense fuel. Morning reward. Tomorrow, you can have it all. Tomorrow, ready yourself with Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats. See you at breakfast.
Good job. Still running in the morning?
Yeah.
Getting your vegetables every day?
When I can.
Could have had a V8. 2 full servings of vegetables for only 50 delicious calories.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need Ageless Male, with an ingredient clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I.
Congratulations, you're down with Crestor.
Yes!
When diet and exercise aren't enough, adding Crestor lowers bad cholesterol up to 55%. Crestor is not for people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Call your doctor if you have muscle pain or weakness, feel unusually tired, have loss of appetite, upper belly pain, dark urine, or yellowing of skin or eyes. These could be signs of serious side effects.
I'm down with Crestor.
Make your move. Ask your doctor about Crestor.
Everything you love about NASCAR is back. Speed Weeks begins February 12th on Fox Sports 1.
Brought to you by the South Florida Mercedes-Benz dealers, featuring the Mercedes-Benz 2015 GLA and Mercedes-Benz 2015 C-Class, or go to mbsouthflorida.com.
Refund the shipping and even pay the return postage. Try NoNo risk-free today.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Alan AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back. We are covering Winter Storm Marcus and especially its impacts on travel. It is going to be crazy trying to get around tomorrow. Even Tuesday could be rough.
Yeah, exactly. A prolonged period of having to stay off the roads, at least the best bet to avoid any problems. And the thing about it is we've seen so much snow in these areas. Check out some of the snow depth across the area. This is the snow that is on the ground, and you start to get into those pinks and almost white colors. 2 feet or more of snow on the ground and more to come.
We're talking drifts well over my head anyway. Exactly. Maybe your head too. But yeah, we've got the winter storm warnings in effect across a good chunk of New York State. Down towards New York City, it's more of a winter weather advisory, but you could still have an icy impact here. Boston, it's another winter storm warning for you.
Yep, we're certainly getting used to that, right? Well, snow showers in play. Parts of New York State working your way into Vermont, New Hampshire, even Maine. Looks like another little band of snow may try to sneak into places like Portland here within the next couple of hours. Boston proper getting a bit of a break, at least right now, but that's going to fill in again later today.
Yeah, it's nice to catch a break, and it's nice that the snow is pretty light overall. The plows can keep up with it. You can keep up with it as you get out there and shovel off the walk or the driveways. You're heading out to church or brunch. But there's your snowy weather along Interstate 95 in Maine, and we do expect this entire area to really fill in on the radar.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, it's not that you see what's going on right now, but changing conditions that'll be in play, and we'll see sort of waves of snow in place for, again, tonight into tomorrow, even as we get into the very early part of Tuesday.
The kids are going to be looking on the internet and checking the radio to see if they have school tomorrow. The freezing line setting up right across southern New England, where we could have more of a wintry mix and even an icy scenario.
Ice traveling, not a good scenario there. Well, of course, the snow going to be a bit of a problem for drivers tonight and tomorrow as you head into places like New York. That's an area where we're concerned with potential for some icing. Boston for you should be just all snow. And again, one of those spots that we'll be watching closely as well. Now in New York, less than a tenth of an inch of ice, but that's more than enough to cause some slick spots. And then on top of that, we could see 1 inch to 3 inches for you. So let's talk about the travel headaches that we may be dealing with. On the road, we take you along Interstate 95. Here we are right around noon today. And notice New York, New Haven and Connecticut, Providence are looking good. But you head from Boston north, that's where we'll see the snow showers. But then it starts to fill in a little bit farther south. And as we move through this evening, this will zone here as we work our way right along 95, southern parts of Connecticut. That's where we could see a little wintry mix and then maybe some icing as we head towards your Monday morning commute before changing over in New Haven to mostly snow for the late morning. So there'll be a period there where freezing rain could be a problem. Then along Interstate 90, snow showers here for us through our afternoon, continuing again, waves of the snow coming in out there. Generally going to be south of 90 where we see that sort of changeover to more of a rain and snow mix, and then some icing across northeast PA overnight into tomorrow morning. But 90 Thruway, the New York State Thruway over towards the Mass Pike should be all snow. Then, of course, air travel could be a problem.
Yeah, we're already looking at significant delays on top of the cancellations that have already been announced by individual airlines. So let's fly on in and I'll show you what we're talking about. We do have issues on the West Coast. San Francisco due to low ceilings, expect average delay time more than 2 hours. But in the Northeast, where we have had a lot of cancellations already for Boston's Logan Airport, Kennedy Airport as well. Now we've got the delays on top of that. So Boston, there you are. Your delay is now averaging just over 2 hours. Make sure the kids have some activities if you're traveling with the family, and definitely be patient because it looks like these delays are only going to ramp up and get worse as we go through time. Otherwise, not looking at too many problems for Philadelphia or DC. Well, it is time now for Weather in Play. Let's talk about something nice for a change. All the snow, of course, is a welcome thing in Vail, Colorado, and we've got the 2015 World Ski Championships going on in Vail. I've been watching some of this on TV. Clouds and sunshine for the remainder of the day today, 45 degrees, and it looks like a bluebird day for Monday as well. Sunshine and temperatures in the mid-40s, so you gotta love that. Well, stay with us. Our coverage of Winter Storm Marcus continues not just here on the Weather Channel on air, but also online at weather.com. If you can safely take the pictures, the video, we'd love to see that as well.
Weather in Play brought to you by Audi, proud sponsor of the U.S. ski team.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
There's nothing more romantic than a spontaneous moment, so why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? With Cialis for daily use, you don't have to plan around either. It's the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Why pause the moment? Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. For a free 30-tablet trial, go to Cialis.com.
Jack's heart attack didn't come with a warning. Today, his doctor has him on a Bayer aspirin regimen to help reduce the risk of another one. If you've had a heart attack, be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Discover card. Hey, so I'm looking at my bill and my FICO credit score is on here.
We give you your FICO score each month for free.
Awesome sauce.
Wow. The only person I know that says that is Lisa.
Julie?
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Get the IT card and see your FICO credit score.
Time is moving at the speed of light. The engine's cold, the fire's bright. It's miles and miles to go tonight. Hold on tight. There will always come a time. You probably thought I tonight. Hold on tight. Hold on tight.
Hey neighbor, LED bulbs save hundreds of dollars on your energy bill and can last for over 20 years. And right now, get $2 instant savings on a variety of Fight dimmable bulbs at your neighborhood Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
To my cousin, the last good man in America.
You're
Listen to me. Why are you swinging the bat at Rocco like that?
You hit my child! They're going to come after you.
They want to fight? I'm going to destroy them.
The Slap, starting this Thursday. Part of the all-new NBC Thursday.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ.
We are following two big stories this morning on Weather Center Live. Heavy rains causing floods from California to Washington State.
And in the Northeast, it is all about Winter Storm Marcus, the fourth winter storm in just the last few weeks. We are here to provide coverage all day into the evening. I'm Kelly Cass along with Alex Wallace. In the snow, it's already been coming down in Boston, and we're going to see another foot and a half of snow there.
I tell you, Mike Seidel, he is live in Boston where winter storm warnings are in effect. And Mike, we've been talking to you all morning, light snow showers here and there, but you know what? It all starts to add up, and we should see that getting going later today.
Yeah, look how it's added up over the past couple of weeks. We had Juno, then we had Linus, now we have Marcus, and did I get it wrong again? It's Marcus, right? Yes, it is Marcus. I'm sorry, guys. It just, at some point, you become so disillusioned, like the locals here, so much snow, so much cold weather. This pile here, we're right in front of the beautiful Trinity Church here in downtown Boston at Copley Square, and you try to walk through the snow, and it's not too bad. Well, then you go down to your knees. So we've got a good solid, 18, 20 inches on the ground. Hey, by the way, on this date back in 1978, following the big blizzard of 78, Logan Airport officially reported 20 inches of snow on the ground that morning. So it was actually deeper after the blizzard of 78. Right now, just a few little flakes coming down. This is the way it's going to be through the afternoon. Then it will pick back up tonight, tomorrow. 5 to 8 inches tonight, 5 to 8 more inches on Monday, and 1 to 3 on Monday night. That's how we're shaking it out here in Boston. We're going to watch that band kind of set up off the ocean. Temperatures, though, will be relatively easy to take, upper 20s to around 30 the next couple of days. Late week, though, look out. More snow later Thursday, and then bitter cold into the weekend.
All right, thanks, Mike. Yeah, that's down in Boston. Same kind of problem here in Portland. We've actually picked up the snow again. We had a little bit of a break for a short period of time. The wind has picked up a little bit. The snow has picked up. We are still hearing planes from the Jetport. As I mentioned before, they're quite good at getting people out of here, even when it's snowing at the Portland Jetport. As far as accumulation, honestly, it seems like it's been snowing for hours on end, and we haven't picked up that much accumulation. You need to get at least into the moderate bands of snow to really start getting some real accumulation. We're still sitting at about 1.5 inches inch and a half of this fluffy stuff. Of course, on top of the other snow that we've had, that's really the bigger story, as Mike was talking about the same problems in Boston, and we're having them here in Portland, which is where do we put all of this snow. This snow will continue through the afternoon, and then we'll really deepen that low by tonight. We'll see some stronger snow, and it looks to snow most of Monday into a little bit of Tuesday morning. Maybe we get one day off, and then, as Mike alluded to, possibly something to watch later on in the week. Alex, Kelly, I am not embarrassed to admit that I was talking to the crew just now about where I might be able to get electric socks. It's been 11 or 12 pretty much all day today, so a little chilly.
You at least got the hand warmers, I hope.
No, I didn't even do the hand. I tried to be tough, and I immediately regret that decision. I'm going to get some electric socks. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Is that a thing, electric socks?
I've not heard of this. All right, Keith, bring some back for us, too. I'm curious about that myself. It gets cold here in Atlanta. Maybe not as bad as up there, but it gets cold here.
We're dealing with 60s today.
Today it's spring-like. We don't want to rub that in, though. I think Keith and Mike can still hear us, so we're going to keep that to ourselves. Here's a look at where we got the winter storm warnings across New England, most of the New York State area, but New York City itself under winter weather advisory.
Exactly. Don't let that put your guard down, though, because even under that advisory, that means you're going to be dealing with less in terms of snow totals, but mixing, icing potential could lead to some problems.
Yeah, the exact track of this low and just how much warm air gets in there, that will determine your type of precipitation, how much icing you get, too, because we've got a stationary front draped across this region, kind of the battle between the cold air mass and the warmer one.
Exactly. So as moisture comes in off of the Atlantic and lifts up and over top of the cold air, where we've got the cold air mass deep enough, it'll be all snow, and that's what we generally will find in these areas that are in the blue.
Oh, joy. Albany digging out once again down towards my hometown there, Poughkeepsie. Scranton also looking at a snowstorm, but the ice is also going to be a problem, especially for that New York commute, New York City, Long Island. Just a little bit of ice can cause a lot of problems.
Absolutely. So right now, seeing snow showers tapering off a bit in and around the Boston area, mostly south of town, but you head up into Maine, as Keith was mentioning, we saw the pictures. He had a break, but now the snow is beginning to move back in.
That darker blue is showing some of that heavier snow moving in. Otherwise, it's plain old rain as you work your way down south of New York State. And now to the west, we're talking about another round of big storms there.
Yeah, the main risk there, flooding and possible rock and mudslides. NBC's Miguel Almaguer reports from Brennan, Washington.
30 miles outside of Seattle, this small town was battered for 3 days. As you can see here, roads were washed away, rivers are rushing, and now more wet weather is on the way.
First hammered by rain, then swamped in 3 feet of water. The community of Brennan is now caked in mud. The flood is receding, but the damage is not.
Each time we have one of these flood events, I need to get this silt off my driveway, or else it ends up in my house.
After flash flooding trapped 10 people here, this waterlogged region is expected to get even more rain today.
We're surrounded by it.
Small landslides have pushed mud onto roads and even forced Amtrak to suspend some service. The west whipped by the Pineapple Express, an atmospheric river dumping rain from Washington to California.
I've never seen it like this before. I walk here every day and it's just crazy.
Overnight Saturday, sloppy sleet made roads rough along I-80 near Lake Tahoe. Sheets of water and bolts of lightning in Sacramento. In the Bay Area, trees toppled into roads and even impaled cars. For Liz Bustamante and her daughter Vanessa, it doesn't get closer than this.
Vanessa said that she felt something go through her hair, and now that I'm looking at it, how lucky was that?
With the cleanup underway in many communities, the Pineapple Express is working its way out of our area. We're expected to see the last of the rain tomorrow. Now back to you.
Well, here we are. There's that rain in our next system that's working on in. We've already seen a batch move into the San Francisco area. That's led to delays at the airport over 2 hours.
Ouch. Could we see severe weather? We'll let you know coming up.
Robitussin has a unique dual-action liquid that instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Control your cough with Robitussin.
Cofequince number 5, the sleepless night. Sorry. Robitussin DM Max Nighttime's dual-action liquid instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Robitussin, don't suffer the Cofequinces.
Robitussin has a dual-action liquid that soothes your throat and relieves your cough.
Good job. Still running in the morning?
Yeah.
Getting your vegetables every day?
When I can.
Could have had a V8. 2 full servings of vegetables for only 50 delicious calories.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Each year, 17 billion toilet paper tubes are thrown away in the U.S. alone. That's enough to fill the Empire State Building. Twice. Now there's Scott Naturals tube-free bath tissue. Get the premium softness you need without the wasteful tube. Toss the tube for good with Scott Naturals tube-free.
The future of the market is never clear, but at T. Rowe Price, we can help guide your retirement savings. Our experience is one reason 100% of our retirement funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So wherever your long-term goals take you, we can help you feel confident. Request your prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
While we may never know exactly what the weather has in store, one thing we do know is how to be ready for it. Rain-X Original Treatment repels rain, sleet, and snow. Rain-X wiper blades clear the windshield without streaking. Together, they give you the confidence to weather any kind of weather. Rain-X, outsmart the elements.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Guess what? We could see severe weather here in California. We've got a tornado condition index of a 3. That is a torcon, meaning you have a 30% chance of seeing a tornado within 50 miles of that location. So northern and central California, where you see that area shaded in the red, that means we've got a shot at seeing some tornadoes, but more likely you'll see wind and certainly some heavy rain, and there will be the threat of mudslides and flooding with this storm as well. We did have nearly an inch of rain yesterday in Seattle with winds gusting over 30. We've got wind advisories going into effect for San Francisco as well. Already starting to see those winds increase, but the heavy rain has also been filling in across the Bay Area. And there again is our severe threat right across the Central Valley. We do need the rain. We could do without this though, right? So unfortunately there is going to be that threat for severe damage. Here's a look at our rain wind forecast, not just in California, but the Pacific Northwest. Be careful traveling along the Pacific Coast Highway, Interstate 5 being impacted as well. That little bit of pink you see there, that's a mix of rain and snow. As you gain elevation, you get into some of that colder air and that chance for snow, but really this is going to be a soaker of the western area. Alex, over to you.
All right, Kelly. Meanwhile, we continue to track Winter Storm Marcus, bringing us snow across some of these same areas that have been dealing with it as of late. Right now, we've seen the snow pick up a little bit more across parts of Maine, including around Portland, while Boston, you've seen a good chunk of the snow sort of taper off a bit, but no worries there, Boston, or maybe worries. We've got more snow to fill in as we head on through the day. Anywhere in the blue having to deal with that, heading through tonight as well, Albany to Syracuse, Buffalo, and then there's that purple. Watch out for some icing. Northern PA into Jersey and around New York City. By tomorrow, as we get back to work, if you can get to work, we've got more snow to deal with there across northern now PA up through New England with more of a mix across central sections of Pennsylvania. That includes you around Pittsburgh. By tomorrow night, though, Pittsburgh, you switch back over to snow. Well, you know, it is the pain that we all deal with at some point, literally the common cold. Now, did you know that it actually causes more acute illness than any other disease? Sam Champion looks at the role weather plays and how quickly it can spread in today's Brainstorm.
The common cold. It starts when one of the 99 known tiny rhinoviruses enters our body. How do they get there? In about 80% of cold cases, those viruses are transmitted through touch. And those viruses are hardy on steel and plastic surfaces. There, they can survive for more than 48 hours. And these viruses like heat. So after entering our bodies, they thrive in the 95-degree temperature of the nose. When a healthy person touches a contaminated surface and then touches their face, you can infect a cell in your respiratory tract in just 10 minutes. So can we prevent a rhinovirus from infecting our bodies to begin with? Well, the answer is yes. One way is simply to wash your hands. But that may not always be enough. More than 30,000 cold viruses can fit in the eye of a needle. So missing a tiny spot on your hands can leave millions of viruses on your skin, ready and waiting to get you sick. Hand washing won't stop airborne viruses, another way to get infected, and even harder to stop transmitting the germs. A typical cough, the body's instinctive method of expelling foreign objects in the respiratory tract, shoots out about 3,000 droplets of saliva at up to 50 miles an hour. The expulsion of so many drops of moisture creates a gas cloud, allowing contaminated droplets as small as a millionth of an inch. That's 20 times smaller than a speck of dust to travel protected through the air until they're picked up, say by a building's ventilation unit. That's where they can really spread, over thousands of square feet, and infecting that many more people. The resiliency of the virus during transmission by touch and by air is just part of the reason that each year adult Americans are sick with colds for a combined total of what would be 12 million years. You've been Brainstormed. Sam Champion, The Weather Channel.
Well, I sure hope you're healthy today so you can get outside and enjoy the warmth. It's feeling like spring across the middle of the country. We've got temperatures averaging 20 to 30 degrees above average. And there's a look at 63 degrees in Denver, mid-60s for Salt Lake City. That will be a new record for you, and even 70s in some areas.
Brainstorm brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough.
I have the worst cold with this runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat your runny nose.
Seriously?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough fights your worst cold symptoms plus your runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Okay, here's the plan. You're going to want to turn right.
1.2 miles. Good.
Watch the lane.
And we had this really great view.
Got a car in our blinds?
And we learned how to salsa dance. He was dancing.
Backseat drivers just met their match. Introducing the entirely new Sonata Sport.
You forgot to turn off the...
From Hyundai.
Get 0% APR and no payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Sonata. Only your local Hyundai dealer.
Oh, there's an energy crisis happening, all right. A human one. And it's time to fight it. With the good energy of Quaker Oats. It's how we help keep go-getters like you going and getting. One bite at a time. Try new Quick Steel Cut oatmeal for a heartier texture. Quaker Up.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need Ageless Male, with an ingredient clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
So you're saying you're going to give me my credit score for free?
Right? And then you can ask me for my credit card so you can charge me on the down low. 2 weeks later, look, Credit Karma.
Oh, are you talking to websites again?
It's saying free credit score.
Credit Karma? Yeah, it's actually free. Look, you don't have to put in your credit card information. Credit Karma. Really free credit scores. Really free.
Fist bump.
This weekend, winter storm.
Not you again. I told you we're happy with Xfinity. Uverse doesn't even deliver the internet speeds they promise.
You sign up right now. I'll throw in this clipboard.
Look, with Xfinity, our internet stays super fast no matter how many HD movies we're watching.
I'll throw in this lawnmower.
That's my lawnmower.
I'll throw in a hug.
What are you two doing?
Woodworking.
Don't get youped by Uverse. Stay super fast no matter what you're doing with Xfinity from Comcast.
We spend much of the day on our feet. Why not do it comfortably? Come to Noble Shoes and discover a huge variety of shoes and immerse yourself in a new level of comfort. We carry the best names in comfort footwear in the world. Wherever your day takes you, we have the right shoe for you. Noble Shoes, North Lake Boulevard and Military Trail in Palm Beach Gardens.
Another minute to start your benefits.
Call 888-997-1426 now.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Preparing you for yet another winter storm across the Northeast. We're going to be digging out from yet another foot of snow in some locations where you've already seen way too much lately. Here's your light snow coming down Burlington, Vermont, just over to Portland, Maine as well. The darker blue, by the way, is indicating where you're seeing some of that heavier snow. Boston in a little bit of a break. We're seeing some snow showers west of Albany as well. But again, this storm is going to come in piecemeal. It's not going to be all at once, and that's good news as the plows can keep up with this kind of snowfall rate. But be careful, still some slushy conditions possible on the roadways. There's your darker blue now filling in across the Portland area, and we're going to see what it looks like in Keith's Live Shot coming up throughout the day. There's your wintry mix as far north as Buffalo, New York, so some of that warmer air starting to overrun that cold air at the surface, and that's why we're concerned about an icy mix down toward the coastline, including New York City. But for places like Albany, Hartford, Boston, it is all snow, and it's really going to pile up in many locations. Alex?
All right, and as we take a live look at the roads in New York and Boston. Looking good in New York. Boston, you got the snow, particularly on some of the shoulder areas. But watch out, because we could be talking about ice being a bit of an issue here as we head into the later hours of today and then tomorrow morning. Boston expected to get at least a foot of snow. So you would imagine we start talking about that kind of snow. Travel issues may be something that we have to deal with. So let's take you out along Interstate 90 here, and we'll take you through the early afternoon. Not a whole lot along the New York State Thruway. A little bit more to get going here for you as you head along the Mass Pike, but we'll fill this in throughout the day. Snow showers ongoing out there for us. Buffalo, you'll get into it mixed right now, but you could be looking at more of a snow issue later today through the overnight hours into Monday morning. So that's why the commute tomorrow could be a little bit on the tricky side. And then as we track our way along Interstate 95, starting out quietly here, Rhode Island, Connecticut, down towards New York, but that changes as well throughout the day. And tonight we could get into some of that icing, and it's not expected to be a whole lot, but it doesn't take much to cause some slick spots. And then, of course, air travel issues, Kelly.
Yeah, definitely looking at some issues already, Alex, with a lot of cancellations. Just Boston alone, over 70 cancellations. But as far as actual delays, yeah, the West Coast, San Francisco, low ceilings and some heavy rain coming down right now. We're talking delays about 2.5 hours for you. Northeast also, besides the cancellations, Boston, we're looking at 2-hour delays now at Logan. And unfortunately, we're only expecting to see more cancellations and longer delays as this system is going to be with us for not just today, but tomorrow as well. Otherwise, looking okay. Places like Baltimore and D.C. looking more like a rain event for you. And so far, not having an impact on the airports. Alex?
All right, Kelly, and as we take a look at things shaking up in the western half of the country, yeah, we're talking quite a bit of rain. More to come that has led to some flooding. We'll tell you when it comes to an end.
After 50 years of designing cars for crash survival, Subaru has developed our most revolutionary feature yet. A car that can see trouble and stop itself to avoid it. When the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety tested front crash prevention, nobody beat Subaru models with EyeSight. Not Honda, not Ford, or any other brand. Subaru EyeSight, an extra set of eyes every time you drive.
At last. Sometimes at last doesn't happen at first.
My love has come along.
Just kissed my mom.
Are over.
Turning two worlds into one takes love.
And life is like a song.
Helping protect that world takes State Farm.
Guess what goes really well with eggs? Pillsbury Grand's biscuits make breakfast even better. Grand's biscuits make breakfast pop.
Covaquin's number 5, the sleepless night. Sorry. Robitussin DM Max Nighttime's dual-action liquid instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Robitussin, don't suffer the consequences.
Imagine yourself exploring the mysteries of Machu Picchu, dining at the Eiffel Tower, or staying at the Fairmont Lake Louise in the Canadian Rockies. Across all 7 continents, Colette's guided tours take you places others only dream about.
I love Colette because they arrange everything for me. All I have to do is sit back and enjoy.
Marvel at iconic landmarks. Savor delicious meals. Come to know new cultures and make new friends. Along the way, enjoy immersive itineraries featuring experiences you can only find with Colette. Whether you're in the America West, discovering New Zealand, or walking on the Great Wall, you'll be traveling with one of our professional tour managers. All you have to do is embrace the adventure. To order your free brochure, call 855-714-8687. Experience the best in guided travel. 855-714-8687.
Weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Welcome back, everybody. We are all over our latest winter storm, Marcus. A lot of impacts with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Stretch over a long period of time. It's not just one big dumping of the snow. It's been ongoing here through this weekend and even into the early part of next week. So snow showers right now on the radar. We're seeing that filling in, Kelly, there across parts of Maine.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit heavier. You'll notice with the darker blue shading, that's heavier snow. Down toward the south, though, the rain snow line, keeping a close eye on that as well, especially for New York, where we could have some icy mix. Otherwise, Albany, Boston, that air is cold enough for all snow.
Yeah, so it's a snowy scenario. I'd rather that over the icing, which we could deal with here. You see tonight, northern Pennsylvania, northern Jersey to New York City, potential for the freezing rain.
We could see up to a quarter 1/4 of an inch of ice accumulation. Northern New Jersey and also lower Hudson Valley watching your area closely. A wintry mix for Pittsburgh too, so meaning a sleet snow mix, rain as you head down towards, say, Dover, Delaware, Baltimore, and D.C.
Exactly. But tomorrow night, D.C., Baltimore, Dover, those areas may switch back over to a bit of a wintry mix.
All right, but New York City, that doesn't mean we're not going to get any snow. We will, but we're more concerned about this showing up here. That means up to 1/4 of an inch in some locations. That doesn't sound like much,
right.
1/4 of an inch, but that is enough to weigh down power lines and trees.
Exactly. So power outage issues may ensue. That's something we'll watch very closely. Plus, of course, the fact that travel is going to be very difficult whenever we're talking any kind of icing.
Yeah, we're going to be digging out from this kind of snow across the Capital District, upstate New York, the Berkshires, over 1 foot of snow. The good news is ski resorts, they're loving this, right?
Got to look at the glass half full, so there you have it.
That's right. Well, you know, missed school days, there have been a lot of them in Massachusetts with so many snowstorms. And right now, the superintendent of Worcester Public Schools is weighing the potential impact of Marcus before making that call for tomorrow. We spoke to Dr. Melinda Boone this morning.
We're getting close to making that call. We're evaluating the exact forecast. Obviously, we've had 2 or 3 inches of snow overnight, and so the plows are out, but we're very concerned with the amount of snow that's forecast overnight and into tomorrow. Our key question is always, can we get students and staff to school safely? And if the answer to that is yes, can we get students and staff home from school safely? And so the threshold for us is the timing of the storm. How much snow do we expect? And given the snowpack and the mounds that we already have, that adds a different layer to the consideration. The challenge is going to be when you've had the over 70 inches of snow that we've already had this year, the mounds really do get taller. So we ride around, we check the roads along with the city, and any areas that we deem to be of real concern, we let them know.
I mean, safety's got to come first, right?
Absolutely.
Well, coming up next on Weather Geeks, a special tribute to Black History Month.
Yeah, the man who quite literally wrote the book on climate modeling, Dr. Warren Washington, joins Dr. Marshall Shepard, plus warning coordination meteorologist Bill Parker. It's all coming up next on Weather Geeks.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And welcome to Weather Geeks. It is February, Black History Month, and we thought we would take a look at some of the past and present contributions of African Americans in the field of meteorology. I'm joined today by Warning Coordination Meteorologist Bill Parker with the National Weather Service Shreveport office. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, sir.
Now, you've worked in Louisiana and you've seen Hurricane Katrina, and we'll get into some of that conversation, but tell us a little bit about how you developed this passion for understanding how warnings and severe warnings for weather are different depending on what community you may be coming from.
Well, the warnings themselves are actually the same.
Sure.
But the weather and the weather impacts are as the storm may be coming through. It doesn't care if it hits a community of white people. The storm doesn't care if it hit black people or Hispanic people. So
little
what?
Green men, whatever.
It doesn't matter. Green men, yellow men. But the impact itself and the recovery could be different for the different communities. And so preparing minorities and preparing different minority communities for weather, I've noticed that it takes a little bit of a special knack to reach out to those people, especially.
Yeah, why so? I mean,
well, for instance, part of my area that I cover in Shreveport, Texas, is a Hispanic community. You have Hispanics there who don't speak English.
Sure.
The National Weather Service just recently actually put a NOAA radio transmitter in South Texas. Well, we probably need more Spanish-speaking radio transmitters for NOAA radio throughout Texas and probably throughout the South and up the East Coast and West Coast as well.
And I know you've been working closely with former NWA President Bruce Thomas with Midland Radio. And is there some type of partnership you have there? Because I know I've talked to Bruce about some of these very issues he's also very concerned about.
Well, one of the things that me and Bruce were trying to work on, especially for Black History Month, is a little project we were talking about working on is actually during Black History Month, using some of the black media personalities, broadcast media personalities to help promote NOAA Weather Radio. One of the things that we work with Midland on and local TV stations as WCMs is we promote NOAA Weather Radio in the communities that we're in. And usually we use the broadcast media meteorologists in our area. Well, I thought I talked to Bruce about taking it on a national campaign.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit. I know you were experienced Hurricane Katrina, and one of the most searing images that comes to mind with Katrina for me is all these people at the Superdome, you know, vulnerable people impacted by the storm, as you were mentioning earlier, and heavily underserved, perhaps minority community there. Everybody was affected the same by the storm.
Exactly.
The natural consequences, but in terms of the vulnerability, there was certainly a large collection there in the Superdome. Tell us about your experiences there.
Well, Katrina affected me personally. Born and raised in New Orleans, half of my family, I had about 60 people in my house.
60?
60.
Wow.
During parts of Katrina. That couldn't last too long. But what happened for me with Katrina, and I saw it in my own family, I had family members who didn't go back to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And if you go to New Orleans now, there are parts of the community that you see, especially as Mardi Gras time, where you go there and you probably don't see where Katrina had an impact, but you can still go in the lower Ninth Ward and you still can see Katrina.
Sure, there's still homes with those symbols on them.
Exactly.
I remember during an AMS meeting, I took a tour in some of the lower Ninth Ward and saw some of that.
Exactly. So what we need to do is continue to help prepare minorities, especially those who have economic challenges. Some people could not leave New Orleans. And so that's why you saw so many people at the Superdome. They didn't have cars to get out of there.
Yeah, but Bill, what would you say to the viewer, Weather Geeks viewer out there saying, okay, come on, give me a break. We just saw a storm that affected much of the Northeast. We saw Andrew, others. I mean, everyone's affected. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what color or what gender they are. I mean, what would you say to this person that's pushing back with that?
Exactly. Everyone is affected, but the impact in the final episode of it could be different.
Yeah.
Say for instance with a tornado that comes through an area. If you live in a more sturdy home, if you can afford a storm shelter, you're probably going to be more safe. Where if you live in a community that you don't have basements and you can't afford a storm shelter, then you got some issues that you need to deal with.
Yeah, and there's definitely data and studies, peer-reviewed literature that suggests that parts of the Southeast where some of the states have lower socioeconomic bases suffer disproportionately no matter what color you are, because there's substandard housing, homes without basements. So I definitely see your point. I want to make this point. You're the only African-American warning coordination meteorologist in the entire country. How does that happen? What do you think is the reason for that?
Well, I think there's a pipeline issue in the National Weather Service. When I first came into the National Weather Service, there were at least 4 or 5 African Americans serving as warning coordination meteorologists. I became a warning coordination meteorologist about 2.5 years ago. When I came in, Barry Gooden of Atlanta was going out. He had about 2 or 3 months left, and he said, "Guess what, Bill?" He said, "You need to call me if you have any questions, because I'm retiring, and you're going to be the only WCM." That's not the only position. Science operations officers.
The SOOs, yes.
SOOs are kind of the counterparts of WCMs in the office. There's only one science operations officer in the National Weather Service, and he got his job in 1995.
Sure.
And his name is Ivory Small in San Diego. Here's another one. Meteorologists in charge. There's been 3 African-American meteorologists in charge. Of course, Paul Trotter, who led the campaign in New Orleans with Hurricane Katrina.
Sure.
Renee Fair, she just retired in Little Rock. Well, on February 2nd, the last meteorologist in charge, and these are the guys who manage the Weather Service officers, Bill Como in Cleveland is about to retire. We will have no African Americans in that position.
Yeah, and I think the majority of our viewers probably aren't African Americans, and they may not relate to some of this, but it's certainly an important point to note that even when I got my PhD in meteorology in 1999, my NASA boss, I was at NASA at the time, said you just significantly increased the percentage of African American PhDs in the field just by you getting a PhD. Coming up next on Weather Geeks, my mentor, Dr. Warren Washington, joins me next on Weather Geeks. Plus,
we were doing what we're doing to help change the world, and we did change the world.
The Tuskegee Airmen. Did you know many of these famous servicemen were meteorologists? We'll discuss ahead on Weather Geeks.
Alan Seals is chief meteorologist for WKRG-TV in Mobile, Alabama. He has over 25 years of experience in TV and holds bachelor's and master's degrees in meteorology from Cornell and Florida State. He's a newly minted AMS fellow and teaches weather broadcasting at the University of South Alabama each spring. Alan loves photography, and his weather photos are used in college textbook magazines. Alan Seals, our Geek of the Week.
Each year, 17 billion toilet paper tubes are thrown away, enough to fill the Empire State Building twice. Toss the tube for good with Scott Naturals Tube Free.
Good job. Still running in the morning?
Yeah.
Getting your vegetables every day?
When I can.
Could have had a V8. 2 full servings of vegetables for only 50 delicious calories.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know Pinocchio was a bad motivational speaker?
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential. You have potential. You have... Oh, boy.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Alan AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Alan AMHQ.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
There's a myth out there that you can't do it all, that you can't be everything to everyone. Well, consider that myth shattered. This is the full line of Ram ProMaster vans and the all-new Ram ProMaster City, built to help you run the town from every direction.
Jack's heart attack didn't come with a warning. Today, his doctor has him on a Bayer aspirin regimen to help reduce the risk of another one. If you've had a heart attack, be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
The future of the market is never clear, but at T. Rowe Price, we can help guide your retirement savings. Our experience is one reason 100% of our retirement funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So wherever your long-term goals take you, we can help you feel confident. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
And welcome back to Weather Geeks. I am humbled and honored to be joined by one of the greatest scientists in U.S. history, and that's not an exaggeration, Dr. Warren Washington. Dr. Washington has advised 5 presidents on climate and climate change. He's received the highest national medal for science and was first African-American to do so in physical sciences. Has been one of the pioneers in global climate modeling and essentially a mentor to many of us, including myself. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So what, first of all, let's talk a little bit about climate. What is you've spent your career developing some of the climate models that are actually used now to help us understand climate. What's your perspective on the climate right now?
Well, basically, in the early days, we just wanted to sort of build climate models to see if we could do it. And of course, computers were very weak in those early days, so we had to have fairly simple climate models compared to what we have now. And I think somewhere in the 1970s, we started using climate models to study climate change. And of course, that's gotten to be a very interesting topic,
to say the least.
and out of that, we've actually helped understand what's going on as the climate changes.
And I want to, so many people, this is airing during a month that has been designated as Black History Month. Many people may not realize that an African American has been central to the development of key climate models. Tell us a little bit about your role. You've actually been instrumental in my career as a mentor and many others. What do you see as the value of diversity in the fields of science?
Well, I think that basically all people can sort of contribute to science. And if you look at the history of science, you can see many examples of African Americans or other underrepresented minorities making major contributions.
Yeah.
And I think I feel very fortunate to have the opportunity to take part in the weather and the climate issues.
Yes.
So I think that's actually gotten me to be out there trying to get more and more people involved from all backgrounds.
Yeah, but even with that, we're here at the AMS annual meeting. Membership numbers in terms of some of the groups that you mentioned are fairly low, in the single digits, 2 to 4%, African American, Hispanic, Latino. What do you see as some of the things that we can do there to it's important for all races, no matter whether you're white, black, or purple for that matter, to be involved in science. What do you think we need to do? What are some of the challenges?
Well, I think that we need to keep working on showing everyone that there is opportunities to do research or to contribute to the weather and climate enterprise.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just haven't thought of getting into these fields.
Sure.
And
not exposed to them. If you're a smart African American kid, people think you're going to go be a lawyer or a doctor. That's what I was always told.
That's right.
We're going to have to wrap this segment right now, but we'll come back on Weather Geeks next.
Zantac heartburn alert. Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Ring, ring. Progresso.
I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
Discover Card. Hey, I heard you guys can help me with fraud protection.
Sure, we help with fraud protection.
If there are unauthorized purchases on your Discover Card,
You're never held responsible.
you are saying frog protection.
Fraud.
Frog.
Fraud.
I think we're on the same page.
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Fraud protection. Get it at discover.com.
I have the flu with a runny nose. Better take something.
Theraflu Severe Cold won't treat your runny nose.
Really?
Alka-Seltzer Severe Cold and Flu relieves your worst flu symptoms plus runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Mommy! Good job. Still running in the morning?
Yeah,
Getting your vegetables every day?
when I can.
Could have had a V8. 2 full servings of vegetables for only 50 delicious calories.
The Weather Channel celebrates Black History Month as only we can, telling the stories of African Americans who saw their world through weather, then changed the world for the better. This week, we sit down with Guyan Bluford.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef. The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
I remember walking out to the gate, and I stood there, and I looked up into the sky, and I said, "Really, God? Really? This is how you want me to get well? You want me to be around a whole bunch of guys that are sick, that I don't believe are like-minded like me, that aren't looking for sobriety the way I'm looking for sobriety?" And I heard a small voice said, "Yes, Vance, you have to get well amongst the sick because you're just like them."
Fund the shipping and even pay the return postage. Try NoNo risk-free today.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Alan AMHQ.
We build weather inventions.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency. It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Moton Field, where the Tuskegee Airmen originally trained. And since weather is vitally important to any pilot, a group of African-American meteorologists were commissioned, and they became known as the Tuskegee Weather Detachment. Daniel Holman is an Air Force historian who's done extensive research on the Tuskegee Airmen and knows how important the weather briefings were to the pilots.
One of the things they did was not only determine what the weather was like at the base and help make sure that the operations at the base were consistent with what the weather allowed, but also helped prepare for the missions. They had to know what the weather was going to be like on the way.
Now, it is interesting to see this discussion about the Tuskegee Airmen and the meteorology of the weather detachment. I think many people are familiar with the Tuskegee Airmen. There are movies made about that. But the fact that they had a squadron of meteorologists or a detachment of meteorologists, that's just amazing, particularly at that time. We're talking World War II.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
Dr. Shepard, to see that blacks have history in weather.
Yeah.
As we celebrate African American History Month in 2015, the important roles that we have to play and the important roles we need to play in the future. It's so important.
Yeah, and you know, the American Meteorological Society has the Charles Anderson Award, which is named after the first African American to receive a PhD in meteorology. I received that award from the EMS and I'm honored to do so. But my point is, Dr. Anderson was actually a part of that Tuskegee detachment and he went on to get his PhD. So the legacy of their actions are touching us today in 2015 as we sit here at this desk. And
Exactly.
I think, and you know, kudos to the Weather Channel and others that are sharing and spreading diversity. I know you noticed as you were walking the halls here that quite a bit of representation.
Oh yeah, when you look at the Weather Channel as a whole and you look at just on camera, you see how they manage diversity and they deserve applaud for that.
But how do we, you know, I wrote a piece at ebony.com last year talking about that African Americans and other underserved communities may be left out of the 21st century job market because of science and technology jobs, what we call STEM. But, you know, studies show that, you know, African Americans, Hispanic and other underserved minorities are not going into these fields in large percentages. What do we do?
Well, Marcia, what we have to do is, first, guys like me and you and folks who are actually in the field, we still have to perform well. After we perform well, we have to keep a good image. But then most importantly, we have to invest into those young people who are passionate about our fields. And even those who just have a little bit of interest. They may not have the passion yet, but if we can tap into the interest, maybe we can get them to have that passion to move into a field like meteorology.
Yeah, and as we were talking about earlier, you never know who's watching.
Exactly.
And so there are mentors that you might indirectly serve as a mentor. As we saw my mentor, one of my mentors, Dr. Warren Washington earlier, Dr. Washington imparted key pieces of advice to me that I still live by in my career.
Exactly.
And so when you or others, and this is really advice irrespective of your race or culture, if you have a desire to be a meteorologist, find someone that's a meteorologist.
Find someone.
Watch what they do, shadow them, learn from them. And would you sort of affirm that notion?
Well, I've never met Dr. Washington.
Yeah.
But Pat Brown, who's the first graduate from Jackson State University,
a historic program, the first undergraduate program in meteorology at a historically black college university.
When she was a student at Jackson State, she got a chance to intern or do a summer job under Dr. Washington, do some research under Dr. Washington. She still brags on Dr. Washington today on where she is in her career.
Yeah.
So we never know the lives that we're going to touch. We never know the people we're going to touch. We as African Americans, or we as meteorologists in general, just not African Americans, just not minorities, we need to tap into the minorities and the women and bring them more into our workforce.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we have to end it. Thank you for joining us. And we have special Weather Geeks Web Extra material with Dr. Warren Washington posted to the social media sites. You can follow us at Twitter at WXGeeks, TWC, and on our Facebook page. We'll see you next week.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
The adventures you've been imagining. The heroes you've been admiring. The worlds you've been dreaming of. The thrills you've been craving. The moments you've been missing. The vacation you've been looking for is here. Come and take it. Universal Orlando Resort. Experience it all with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Vacation Package. Visit universalorlando.com.
Covaquin's number 5, The Sleepless Night.
sorry. Robitussin DM Max Nighttime's dual-action liquid instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Robitussin, don't suffer the consequences.
There's nothing more romantic than a spontaneous moment, so why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? With Cialis for daily use, you don't have to plan around either. It's the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Why pause the moment? Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. For a free 30-tablet trial, go to Cialis.com.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. When your windshield needs to be replaced, nobody makes it as worry-free as Safelite. First, Safelite emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon.
Right on time.
Safelite's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position for a strong, reliable bond you can trust.
Wow, that looks great.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Schedule now to get the Safelite Advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds, slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
The Weather Channel celebrates Black History Month as only we can, telling the stories of African Americans who saw their world through weather, then changed the world for the better. This week, we sit down with Guyan Bluford, the first African American to travel into space. Black History Month on the Weather Channel. It's amazing out there.
We are following two big stories this morning here on Weather Center Live. Heavy rains causing floods from California to Washington State.
And in the Northeast, we are preparing for yet another winter storm. Winter Storm Marcus, the fourth winter storm in just the last 3 weeks. Welcome to our special report coverage of Winter Storm Marcus. I'm Kelly Cass along with Alex Wallace. The snow's been coming down already in parts of the Northeast, but we're expecting another foot and a half of snow in some places.
Oh my goodness. Well, our Mike Seidel, he's in Boston where winter storm warnings are in effect. Mike, conditions there still snowy?
A little bit of
few fine flakes coming down. We had 4 inches earlier. It's backed off. Radar looks pretty good now for getting around and doing a little cleanup from the 4 inches we had this morning. But it will pick back up later today, tonight, and will not wrap up until early Tuesday morning. The sun will come out on Tuesday. You can see what we're dealing with, the mounds of snow that came down from the previous 2 storms, Juno and Linus. This is the way it looks all over town, even higher in some points, like in some of these neighborhoods where you have narrow streets. And in some of these places, they've actually carted it away. They've carted away a lot of snow out to the snow farm. Temperature right now, 28 degrees. Winds have been gusting about 15 to 20 miles an hour. We're not going to have as much wind as we had with Juno with this one. We had gusts to 50 to 70 miles an hour when we were down there in Plymouth almost 2 weeks ago. Out at the airport, they've already canceled about 140 flights tomorrow. That number keeps going up and up. So if you've got any kind of flight in and out of Logan, or for that matter, any hub in the Northeast, New York City, Philadelphia, even though they're not going to get snow in those areas, they will have low ceilings. There will be the potential for some ice in the New York City area, and that will slow down traffic and cause probably some cancellations. Here's your 3-day forecast right now. Temperatures today around 30 or so. The bar here today is 38. That's the average high for early February. 38, 31 or so the next several days. So it's not going to be an impressively cold snow event, but it will be a long duration. 1 to 3 inches this afternoon maybe, but then tonight and tomorrow it really kicks in. All the models showing that moisture coming in off the Atlantic with 5 to 8 inches tonight, 5 to 8 more inches tomorrow, and then another couple of inches or so tomorrow night. So the storm total in Boston easily 12 to 18 inches on top of the 40 plus we've had from the 2 previous storms. As far as schools go, we have heard nothing yet. It's way too early. We'll see how the districts handle this. Already Boston has missed 6 days. Out in Worcester, they've missed 7 days. In Boston, the public schools are already now scheduled to go to school until June 29th. Who wants to go to school in July? I don't. Nobody does. So as nice as the snow is, and it's nice to get a couple snow days, now it's getting to the point where it's really smarter to hopefully we don't miss any more time, because the instruction time obviously is important, and you don't want to go deep into July or deep into June and then into July. So guys out here waiting for the snow to pick back up later on today and tonight. Paul Goodlow will be here. Jim Cantori's on his way in from Atlanta. So we've got you all covered in Boston for the duration. And then more snow expected Thursday, late Thursday, early Friday, and then the bitter cold will attack the Northeast, and this includes areas where they're not going to get much snow, like Philadelphia and D.C. and Baltimore. This could be the coldest weather so far this season coming in on Friday and Saturday.
All right, Mike, no summer school. That's what we say, right?
Right. I know some places have actually started or thought about doing school on weekends to not extend into June and July.
We got to get it in, though, right?
Yep. Well, Northeast flight cancellations, they're beginning to climb as Winter Storm Marcus moves in.
And earlier today, I talked with Roy Strasser, Vice President of Flight Operations at WSI, part of the weather company, and I asked him how airlines decide to cancel a flight.
There's a number of things that come into play, but on a short list, it's understanding the type of precipitation that they're going to be dealing with, the intensity of that precipitation, and the timing of that precipitation. If they have all that information and it's forecasted well, they can make a better, more informed decision.
A lot of factors there. So how does WSI help the airlines make that decision?
Well, we understand, firstly, what the impacts are, so we know what to exactly look for. And just to give you an example, in New York, where there's going to be icing in the city, in the airports there, freezing rain is very problematic, but they can deal with it if it's not moderate or heavy freezing rain. So we will key in on those kind of factors. Or if there's ice pellets that mix with any kind of precipitation, that essentially is a no-go operation, and now the flights can't take off in that kind of situation. So we can key in on certain impacts that we understand very well. It's not just part of a generic forecast.
So then what happens if airlines